All right, so this is a evaluation. After taking it apart several times and putting it back together, oiling it, doing a few things that I would normally do to a Glock, it's not as bad as I thought. It definitely needed some oil. I think it definitely needs to be shot, kind of broken in. It does not have as high a quality feel as a Glock. Now the grip module feels fantastic. The stippling here I think is great. The little curve at the end here really fits my hand well. So that feels pretty good. I like the indexing points on both sides. The barrel looks a little weird. The way they have all this machined in here and the coating didn't completely go around. Now compare that to the barrel on my Walther here, and you'll be able to spot a difference. This is my EDC gun here, and see how the coating is complete, goes all the way around. The only polished part is the ramp. This is also squared off here, whereas on the Palmetto State, they've rounded it. I've seen that done on like rifle barrels, on AR barrels. But do you see how the coating doesn't come all the way down and it's kind of like silver in there, whereas on the Walther it's black inside? So a little bit of a difference there. The Palmetto bar has a CB there for some reason. I don't know what that indicates, but so I put some oil along the slides. Right here, a little bit of a polish. Right here, a little bit of polish. Definitely tooling marks on the trigger group. This trigger group is not a Glock 43X/48 trigger group. It's a Gen 3 miniaturized into a small frame. That's something I did not know. So if you want the Gen 5 stuff, you're going to need to swap an entire trigger group, like from Johnny Glock or Tactical Pontoon. The pins do not come out as easily as they do on a regular Glock. They're getting easier, but they are rough coming out. This one, for starters, the slide lock lever here, it's a Gen 3 design. It's not a Gen 5 design that has the little coil spring right there. It's got that wraparound looped spring, and that makes tearing it down here much more difficult. You gotta kind of find that sweet spot, and it'll take me forever to try to do it on camera. I won't waste your time. But the pins, and then of course, obviously because of the patent on the Gen 5 stuff, they couldn't get some stuff to match exactly with this model with the 43X and stuff. So if you have a 43X or a 48 already that is like a donor to this grip module, you're probably in okay shape. If assuming all that would swap over well, I'd probably use Glock's firing block as well. Whatever aftermarket trigger you've got, I'd swap it all over, including this old school slide lock lever. And I don't know if everything is going to match up or not. I don't know if that question has already been addressed and answered. And then on the striker, it is pretty tight in there. It's rough coming out. I mean, it comes out, but the first time, man, I had a hard time getting it to come apart. Now that I've done it a few times and oiled it up a little bit, I'm kind of cheating. And I've gotten it to work, but it's, it's just a little different there than a regular Glock, if that's what you're used to. Now, I might be willing to give it the college try, but slide compatibility, like, let's check out the Walther here. The ease of racking is not as good as the Walther. It just, the quality's not there on the Palmetto steak. Like, this little baby just slides right on back, super, super easy. I mean, it's like butter. This one, I've got a really grip on it. I can do press checks, but I mean, you hear all that noise. I mean, yeah, I'm glad it's got a positive lockup, but it's just not a sewing machine like this German piece of artwork here. But I don't know if I'm gonna throw it to the wolves yet. I mean, an EPS does mount directly to it. It does take these 15 round mags. I've heard mixed reviews on them. So that's also a point of contention there. It will accept Glock lights, you know. It's MOS style with the optic and the rail, just like a 48 or 43X MOS. So, and you know, essentially this is the smallest package, this and a 43X of course, that you can put a light on, like a Surefire, and an optic on in a 3.41 inch barrel like this, you know. SIG P365 3.1, as is a Shield by Smith & Wesson. So really, as far as, you know, equipping one with an optic and a light, which I tend to do, this is about as small as you can go, it in a 43X. So I was hoping that this would really drive a great bargain, and I don't really know yet if it's gonna cut the mustard.